Mara. Nice to meet
George, how are you?
you. First question. Do you think there's a lot of political messages in this movie? Do you think that movies can change minds?
No, I don't. I don't think movies. If you think about movies, it takes 2 years to make a movie. So by the time the movie comes out, you're playing catch up, right? The story's already happened. All the President's Men came out in '76. '74 was Watergate. You can't really change people's minds. What you can do is you can put a pin in a time and moment, so that we can look at that time and moment and see where we stood and what we thought and where people were. I think that's a good thing, and I think that's if things are art, if films are art, then I think that's probably a good use of it.
Can you describe Donald Trump in 5 words?
I can't.
It's too many words.
It's four too many words. I think just ultimately innovative in a devastating way. Unqualified.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then we're asking people what their favorite movie is of all time.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I think Network is. Network is one of my favorite films of all time. I think Patty Chayefsky was a genius. I think what he wrote about in 1976 at the time was just a comedy, and everything he wrote about came true. I like that movie. I think that might be my favorite.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi there, nice to meet you.
Nice
I
to
know
meet
Brian
you.
Cranston's playing in the West End doing Network next year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Oh, that's really interesting. Wow.
I'm just going to start by asking, when you're dealing with a Coen Brothers script here, do you find that just even subconsciously you kind of adopt some of their sensibilities as directors and then sort of attach it to your own style when making this because it's coming from their mouths?
Maybe. Listen, if you see like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind or other films I've done, you'll see some elements of that in there as well. So it'd be stupid if I didn't learn something from them along the way. But their words, their work is always elevated in terms of heightened reality, and you can't then shoot it subtly. So you have to sort of shoot the way they write.
And of course, there was one point where you sounded like you were going to be attached to this as an actor. When did the decision change for you not to do that, and which role were you going to play?
Well, it was supposed to be Oscar Isaac's role, but then I got Oscar Isaac. And you go, well, that's Oscar Isaac. I'll take him over me any day. So it was much more fun just to have him in the role.
And also, of course, this film is very pertinent now, and it's been a script that's been around for a couple of decades. So what made you think, right, this is the time to tell this story?
Well, I thought it was an interesting time to talk about building fences and scapegoating minorities and all those kind of things. But I also like the idea of I just like the idea of really unbelievably flawed characters making unbelievably stupid decisions along the way. I thought it was fun.
Because it's so overtly cinematic, I guess in some ways that's the best way to get good messages across.
Well, I don't feel like you necessarily should make movies that are messages. You try to make movies that are entertaining, and if somebody pulls something out of it, then good. If they want to talk about it, I've done shows that were, when we did ER, people would sit around the water cooler the next day and talk about issues and things, but the show was immensely entertaining, and that's sort of the job. That's your job, I think. Or do a documentary.
Brilliant, thanks so much. Cheers.
All right, thanks.
George Clooney, Taylor Kay, how you doing?
Taylor, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited that you came back. There's only 2 people that have ever done this and come back, yourself and Brad Pitt, who
Brad
promised
came
to
back?
Brad came back.
I shouldn't have come back.
I know. So tell us what makes a great story.
I don't know. I think if people want to see it, if it's exciting, if it's you're kind of switching back and forth. You can't figure out which side you want.
I'm trying to get everyone so they get
You're like
in.
you're bouncing every direction.
Everybody gets in.
No, I don't know what makes a good story. I just it's like when the I think it was a congressman said about pornography. He goes, I can't describe it, but I know it when I see it. So I think it's that same thing.
Did you do any pranks on set? Because you're known for pranks. No, because this was
Busy,
too busy. If you were to give if you were to give yourself advice back in the day as a teenager getting in this industry, what would you have said to yourself?
I think the main thing was relax, because there's a lot of angst, particularly when you're young. I wasn't a teenager; I was in my 20s when I started. But there's a lot of angst that goes around with it. So, I would say relax, you'll be okay.
And were your decisions changed in movie making and career now that you're a family man with the twins?
I hope not. I hope my decisions continue to be the kind that can get you in a little bit of trouble. I would hope you still have I would hope you get to tweak some people along the way. That's the fun of it.
You got to shake it up, right?
You got to shake it up.
Thank you so much for stopping by again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Nice camera.
Okay. I was coming back. I was in your way.
I know, and I was like, I got
Out of the way. You said you're moving left and right.
I mostly focused on Matt Damon.
Obviously. So about Matt Damon, how was his acting?
I didn't like it. I can say that right now. Yeah. Well, he always shows up at work drunk. and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really, you could tell, you can see it when you see. You know, listen, Matt's a really good friend. He's a really wonderful actor, and he can play anything, and that was the fun of it. It was fun to have Matt on the set. He's been a very, very close friend for a long, long time, so it was fun.
Thank you. At last, do you have any message for Z viewers?
Oh, really? A message for you guys? What's your name?
Alina from Z.
Alina. I will tell you this. Is this Zip? So all the viewers of Zip, I want you to know this. Alina just told me, and this is very exciting, all of you, every one of you watching, Zip and Alina are going to give you a free car. Congratulations.
Mr. Masu, sorry. Message from Mr. Masu?
Okay. Good, man. They're really good.